Hey, everybody, welcome back to the SCB Steelers Inside Blitz, presented by DEK Roofing Incorporated of South Florida, and of course, coming to you from the Frank Walker Law Studio. Thanks to both parties for their continued support of Steel City Blitz. We love doing this, and to do it well, we need funds. And thanks to those guys, we really appreciate that. A couple of things for you tonight on our short form podcast here. Of course, you can catch the actual podcast every Thursday night, 10 p.m. on our YouTube channel, and of course, you can catch the audio versions on most platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it. We're out there. So we'll be back. In fact, this week we've got to do the defense for our all quarter century Steelers team. We laid out the offense last week, and then we'll do the defense this week. So Aaron Rodgers made an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show today, and don't forget, everyone, that Rodgers is paid by Pat McAfee to appear on the show. Okay, so I think, and any of you that maybe had a general idea or maybe a wish that he was not going to appear on this program once he signed with the Steelers, sorry, that's not going to happen. He's still going to be on. I'm not going to suggest it'll be every week, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I don't think it was a coincidence per se that it's Tuesday. I know that's pretty much been his day, if I recall, on that show, but Tuesday is also the standard day off for Pittsburgh Steelers players during the week throughout the NFL season. So, I don't think Rodgers said anything in this particular appearance that is going to get anybody fired up one way or the other. I think if those moments are going to happen, they're going to happen during the season, more than likely when things maybe aren't going so well. That's just kind of been Rodgers' MO. I do question a little bit, why is he talking about his wife wanting privacy, but yet he's going on this big national TV program? I mean, don't talk about it. Just don't say anything, man. Just you told us you were married, and leave it at that. That's what I would be doing, but what am I? I don't know. That's just a thought. But he did also mention that some of the guys are going to go out to Malibu, where he resides, and they're going to get together and play a little pitch and catch out there. And don't forget, this isn't just about throwing the ball and getting in shape. I mean, these guys are in shape. This is about building a little camaraderie, which it sounds like they've already started to do. Rodgers did mention that not only did he attend a little backyard gathering at Mike Tomlin's, he also did at Cam Hayward's, and has met a lot of the guys. And I was a little surprised that he seemed to make it. I wouldn't call it 100% concrete, but it was close, that this was probably going to be his last year. I think some people are questioning whether that, does that mean he's really all in or not? And some people are suggesting maybe his commitment level's not there. And you might be right, but let me take it in another direction. Maybe his commitment level will be super high because this is it. And I've always believed that walking away from the game, whether it's professional football, basketball, doesn't matter what it is hard for these guys. It's hard. Okay. I think back to Brett Favre. Okay. And regardless of what you think of him as a person or anything like that, the point is about football here. He retired, and then he unretired, and he retired, and he unretired, and he's not the only one. And I think a big part of that is because you lose a lot of that that passion. You lose the drive. You get worried about it. You build anxiety for the next steps in life. Some players go on and do a great job of it. They make the transition really well. You look at guys like Alan Faneca, who dropped a bunch of weight and has just, thrived, and Mel Blount, an older Steeler who has thrived in the post-football world. But some of these guys, it's hard. And, for Aaron Rodgers, it might not be that easy, and he might be looking at this like I am going to give it everything I've got, and I would hope that he would. Let's just put it that way. So, again, nothing overly dramatic or anything from him today. At least I didn't think so. One other topic just to touch on real quick is I think we've spent a lot of time this offseason talking about three things: wide receiver number 2, offensive line, and defensive line. And wide receiver 2, as of right now, it's Zach Azani has already said it's Calvin Austin III, and he's leaving it at that. Will they still go and look for somebody? I think they will. I think there will be another person in place here at some point during training camp, if not towards the end of training camp. Who that person might be, no idea, but I think they will try to improve there. Okay. Offensive line. This has been something they've been building for years. This is the now. You've got Broderick Jones playing on the left side where he's comfortable. Troy Fatanu is back from his injury and is essentially a rookie. Zach Frazier was great last year in the middle, and now you need Mason McCormick, Isaac Seumalo. Those guys have to play well. All right. If that offensive line doesn't play well, then everything else falls apart. And then lastly, you got the defensive line, which of course, Cam Hayward, and Keanu Benton. Now you got the rookie Derek Harmon, but the depth isn't that great. So the reason I bring those up, because Ian brought this up in our conversations today. The defensive back, the cornerback position is, I think, getting overlooked a little bit here. And here's what I mean. You've got Darius Slay, who's still playing very, very well. Okay, very, very well, even at 34 years old. You've got Joey Porter Jr. on the other side, who has really good moments. And then, of course, he has those grabby moments and he gets flagged. Okay. Behind those guys, and I'm specifically talking boundary corners here, Brandon Eccles, who comes over via free agency, he has the ability to play outside. I don't think it's his strong suit. Then you've got James Pierre and you've got Corey Trice Jr. That does not strike a lot of confidence with me. I think Trice has everything they look for in a defensive back, a cornerback, with the exception of the injury history and the fact that he always seems to be, as we all are, one snap away from going down. And that if he can be healthy and play all season, then this completely eliminates my concern. It's just, it's a concern. As far as James Pierre, I think James Pierre does a fantastic job on special teams. He's a great gunner. Seems to be pretty fearless in that responsibility. But as a defensive back, man, it is a roller coaster with him. I've seen some games where he's played very, very well, and I've seen some other games where it's like, wow, okay, what is happening here? So as much as we talk about going out and finding somebody at wide receiver 2, don't be surprised if they find somebody on a boundary corner, some depth there. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about Jalen Ramsey. There was even a report today that suggested the Steelers had some conversations with the Dolphins. And Ramsey's fine. I mean, I just, number one, are you going to be willing to take him on? He's not much of a tackler. Mike Tomlin needs tacklers, especially if he's going to play slot. Now, if he's playing boundary, well, obviously you still got to be able to tackle, but it might not be as big a deal. But so I don't think it's going to be Ramsey, but again, I think the Steelers, as all NFL teams are doing, which is due diligence, you are constantly monitoring every other guy's contract situations across the league and looking at potential guys that could be cut once training camp gets rolling. Or as we get down to that big, huge cut down day. So it's just a concern. Let's put it that way. And I think Ian was right to point it out. And it's something we talked about on the show and stuff before. But anyway, great seeing everybody. And I hope that you'll be able to tune in for the show coming up Thursday night. Again, we are just so grateful to have an awesome group of people in our chat every week. who participate. We have great, knowledgeable people. We have fun people who don't take us too seriously, and that's great because that's the idea of our show. Be knowledgeable, be opinionated, but have a damn good time too. So, stop by and check that out Thursday night on our YouTube channel. And for now, I will depart, and I hope everybody stays nice and cool as this hot weather continues right on through. And remember, go Steelers.